What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to What If Naruto Was the Prowler. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was low-key a little bit sad at how many likes part 1 got, and honestly, I thought that part 1 views were gonna be crazy through the roof, just considering the fact that, you know, the new Miles Morales movie just came out. However, I think I sort of overestimated what would happen. So if y'all could do me the biggest favor in the world and just like part 1, seeing as it'll help it get to a bunch more people, more views and all that stuff, just, yeah, you know, basic YouTube stuff. It is your boy's full-time job, so help me out. Anyways though, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy.
Hey Ross, sauce it up.
As things stand, it's not like we can really do anything about that. But for now, I'll just have to ask you to put a good watch on him. And also, seeing as the chunin exams are coming in, Hiruzen proceeds to literally get into a coughing frenzy and then would look back at Kakashi and say, seeing as the chunin exams are up, I'm gonna need you to keep a close eye on Naruto. Kakashi would nod before using the body flicker and just getting out of the office OG Naruto style, and then Hiruzen would then begin to summon Danzo, right? And Hiruzen would say, Danzo, have you spoken to Naruto at all? And Danzo would say, what are you talking about, Lord Hokage? And then Hiruzen would say, well, it just so happens that one of my men noticed that you were speaking to Naruto the other day. Didn't exactly find out what exactly it was about, but it seems to me like you might have something to do with Naruto's recent behavior. And Danzo would look at him and say that he merely just asked him how everything was and if, you know, how he's been dealing with the status as the Jinchuriki. That was it. And Hiruzen would look at him, hit his pipe and be like, all right, well, since I have no further evidence, then you can leave, Danzo. But if you have anything to do with how Naruto's been acting lately, I'll find out. And trust me, it won't be before Danzo would say, is that a threat, Hiruzen? And he would then say, I don't need to remind you what my place in this village is, right? You may be Hokage for now. However, don't think that just because of that, you can stomp all over me, Lord Third. As he would then walk out of the office, and Hiruzen would kind of like close his eyes a little bit, narrowing them slightly. Before then, we jump over towards the perspective of Naruto, who's just laying on his bed and tossing a ball up into the air, catching it over and over and over. Suddenly, we then get a scene in which Naruto just kind of like jumps over to the side of his bed. Not like jumping, but he kind of just turns to the side of his bed. His knees are dangling off. And if I had to paint the scene, his room is like fairly clean. There's a bunch of like gadgets and tools and like there's poison laying around. And Naruto just looks at his costume and he's like, honestly, it looks kind of lame. I feel like it could use a little something. Naruto looks at it. He then hangs off from his bed with his head hanging off of it, his legs in the air. And as Naruto looks at the costume, he's like, maybe if I added something else to it, it might look cool. Maybe some color. I mean, I get it, black looks cool for the mission, but it's not like anybody could actually stop me, right? As Naruto would look at his claws and think to himself, maybe there's something else I could do about this. Fajin might not cut it anymore. As from here, this day, Naruto would pretty much just take this opportunity to make his way towards one of the weapon shops, like a Naruto, like not Naruto, but like a ninja store, right? A ninja store that sells clothes. Naruto notices this like weird looking cape and it would immediately catch his attention. Like, I'm so serious, it immediately catches him. He's like, yo, this cape, I need it. You know what I mean? And so what Naruto would do is he pretty much just cops it and he adds that to his costume. Now he has like the basic like Naruto, like he basically just wears a hoodie, the Prowler claws. He's gonna have like a little cape with him, and he's gonna cut off the hoodie. Like instead of having the hoodie, he's gonna like let the cape have like the back part of the Prowler costume like we see in the Miles Morales universe. And there's no mask. However, Naruto does see like a Robin type mask, like the one that just covers like your eyes. He sees one of those, and Naruto would be fairly intrigued by that. He's like, low key, like that's looking kind of fire. Like I ain't even gonna lie. And I bet you guys can't guess what Naruto would think next. Yep, he'd cop that too. So now Naruto's costume pretty much consists of all black, the Prowler claws, and a little Robin looking mask. And that's the outfit that Naruto would pop up at the next meeting when Team 7 would all be talking. Naruto ends up arriving with the new outfit, and not gonna lie, even Sakura is kind of feeling it. She's like, whoa, like I know bro just proceeded to kill everybody in front of me, but he looking kind of cute, you know what I'm saying? And Naruto just looks towards the direction of Sakura. He kind of like gives her like this sort of smirk, like this like, hey, with Riz look. And then, you know, she kind of just like she blushes, right? Sasuke notices that, and even Kakashi would do so, as suddenly he would like kind of just interrupt and tell everybody that they need to get onto serious matters. That pretty soon the chunin exams is coming up and that they need to prepare themselves for that. They need to do as much training as they could possibly do over the course of this next week. And not only that, but they're probably going to be tested very soon. And Sasuke would be like, what do you mean tested? Kakashi would say that that's all he can say, but for now, he would like to speak with Naruto in private right now. And Naruto would be the only one left behind as Sasuke and Sakura would leave. And Sakura would try to get a little date with Sasuke going. She'd be like, hey, you know, now that we're together, you think me and you could go grab a bite to eat or something? But Sasuke would be like, I'm busy. And then he leaves and he goes off to train and he says, you should be training too. And so she finally decides to actually begin training and all that stuff. And Naruto would pretty much just find himself in front of Kakashi, who would look at him with a very serious expression, smile all of a sudden, and ask Naruto how things are going. And Naruto would say, they're going good. What about you? And then Kakashi would say, yeah, you know, they're going good. Well, I was just wondering, Naruto, how is it that you were able to take the life of all those people on the bridge so effortlessly? The life of a ninja, I get it. You know, you do that all the time. And when I was your age, I was even in the Anbu. But to be able to do that without being in the Anbu or having a dark path in it of itself, how is it that you were able to do that, Naruto? You just got that dog in you? And Naruto would look at him and say, look, Kakashi, not to act like you don't know what it's like, because clearly you do. I know exactly what things are with you. Your dad's dead, your mom's dead. You're just like me. Look, we can agree to disagree all day, but for now all I can tell you is that my parents are dead. I had a sad origin story. I was picked on by the village for being the Jinchuriki all this time, and when I finally got a bit of taste of that power, I liked it. I did. And you know what? I'm not gonna let anybody ever make me feel weak again. So anytime that somebody disrespects me, I don't hesitate to take their life. Happened a couple of times with a random villager, kept happening, and eventually they started respecting me. Once they noticed that many more villagers that were disrespecting me disappeared, they finally started showing me a bit of respect. So that's why it's so easy for me. I can take a human life without caring about it because, to be frank, I don't care about their lives. Nobody's life who shows no respect to me will get any respect from me. So that answers your question. If not, then too bad. As he ends up just pretty much leaving Kakashi dumbfounded, and eventually we would find ourselves back in the perspective of Sasuke as he gets tested, he passes, perspective of Sakura, she gets tested, she passes, and Naruto proceeds to get tested and passes. After all of that would happen, they eventually would make their way towards the tower where they once were in the Genin Academy, and once there, they make their way towards a room where obviously there's Genjutsu. Naruto would be the first one to spot it, and since Sasuke this time around doesn't end up unlocking a Sharingan due to the fact that, well, actually does he end up unlocking? I don't know, I forgot. Let's just say he does because, like, I mean, let's not make Sasuke weak, you know. Let's just say he does because why not, right? So Sasuke has his Sharingan unlocked, okay, whatever. And because of this, even though he doesn't have it, even though he has it unlocked, he doesn't have it active. So he can't see the Genjutsu, obviously. So Naruto's the only one that notices. And when Sasuke's walking over there, Naruto would be about to say something. However, that's when some kid with bushy eyebrows pulls up and absolutely mollywops Sasuke. Just like in the original, Sasuke would proceed to get humbled by some dude with bushy brows and a lame green jumpsuit. He then proceeds to straight hit on his girl in front of him, mind you, and then beat him up in front of her. And then after all of that happens, what we would pretty much end up getting to see would essentially just be them making their way towards the written portion, doing that, and eventually some random woman would break in the building, crashing in through the glass, and revealing that her name is Anko Mitoroshi, I don't know, whatever her last name is, okay? Anko walks in and she proceeds to tell them that she's about to make their lives a living hell. She then proceeds to explain what exactly is going to be going down now, and what would pretty much end up going down is that they would all be told about the Forest of Death and how they're all pretty much just going to be having to sign these waivers saying that if they die, well, it's not their fault. They all would do so, and a couple of people would actually wimp out because of the fact that, yo, I didn't know we could die in this, you know what I mean? But ultimately what would pretty much end up going down is that they make their way inside of the forest, and Naruto, as soon as he realizes that he simply just needs to steal a scroll and that's it, Naruto would immediately get down with the mission. He looks at the direction of Sasuke and Sakura and tells them to keep up, as he would immediately rush in as deep into the forest as he could possibly go, and for 3 hours straight they would make their way inside of it. Now, when I tell you that they were just straight continuing going, they did not stop. Naruto kept pushing the pace, and once Sakura's legs gave out, he straight just grabbed her with a shadow clone and he proceeded to take her with them. A little bit far behind, but she was still there. Eventually they made their way and saw the first team that they could have encountered, and Naruto immediately blitzed at him using Fajin, straight smashing his head into a tree, destroying it, and then his teammates would immediately get into like submission like states. They like literally get down on their hands and knees and they give him their scroll. They literally start begging for their lives. Naruto would smirk and then take the scrolls and just leave. From here, they begin making their way towards the final exam in the chunin tower, and it would be at this moment that some random dude would be trying to give Sasuke a hickey. He comes in flying out of nowhere, Orochimaru of course, and using his tongue he would wrap it around Naruto's leg, slamming him down onto the ground. As Naruto looks around, finally locks eyes with Orochimaru, and would be pissed. Like, Orochimaru straight just disrespected Naruto. And what did I tell you guys at the first part of this video? Don't disrespect Naruto. And don't disrespect this video by not leaving a like. Boys, I saw how many likes this video. Bro, it's been 3 days and y'all barely managed to not even hit 500? What's up with that? Y'all boys is slacking. All I'm gonna say is go back and hit that like button right now, or I'm not gonna drop no more of these parts. But anyways, continuing on with this story, Naruto just kind of looks at the direction of Orochimaru with like this look of like rage in his eyes, you know what I mean? And then he would immediately form a bunch of hand signs before then using Fajin and blitzing at Orochimaru, who would dodge out of the way. However, he would be impressed by the speed of the Genin, right? And Naruto then would rush in and he would try to attack at Orochimaru, like trying to slash at him, but Orochimaru's not playing around, you know what I mean? Like, he's dead serious about everything that he does. Like, he doesn't play in the way that most other ninjas do, right? So Orochimaru would end up just grabbing Naruto's arms, not letting him scratch him, and then throwing him right back into the ground with full like strength, right? Naruto crashes onto the ground and Orochimaru would terrify Sasuke. Sasuke literally has to stab himself in the leg so that his fear could be overridden by pain so that he could just move and dodge. And eventually that wouldn't really matter because Sasuke would still end up getting a hickey from Orochimaru, but Naruto gets back up and then would begin rushing in at Orochimaru again. Orochimaru shoots a massive amount of snakes at him and Naruto just forms hand signs for wind style gigantic blast before he then shoots it at the direction of Orochimaru's snakes and they would all be scattered all over the place. Naruto immediately creates a pillar with earth style in front of himself and he stands on top of it looking towards Orochimaru and saying, "You're dead," as he rushes in and trying to use his claws to poison Orochimaru would try to slash at him, but Orochimaru, taking out the Kusanagi blade, would slash and just keep Naruto away from him. Eventually Orochimaru would be able to straight shatter Naruto's claws, his Prowler claws, and just pretty much leave him in a sorry state, like straight beat Naruto into submission. Naruto doesn't even get the moment where he taps into his Nine Tails powers because like Naruto just doesn't, he's not trying to do that. Like, he literally just wants to use his own strength. He don't want to rely on nothing else. But Naruto would eventually just look at Orochimaru with this eyes of just hatred, and Orochimaru would say, "You got that look that not many ninjas have. I'll let you live for now." As from here, Naruto's eyes would finally bubble up, but Orochimaru would just disappear before Naruto could even let out that Nine-Tails power amp. And right as this happens, the sound ninjas would end up arriving and would be like, Sasuke, we finally found our target, right? But Naruto looks at them with the Nine-Tails power up, no Prowler claws mind you, just his own actual fingernails, blitz at them and straight cancel their subscriptions to life, right? All three of them. In the original, Sasuke broke one of those guys' arms. This time, Naruto straight canceled all their subscriptions to life. So Naruto took it one step further and made sure that all of them were not breathing the next day, right? But what would pretty much end up going down after this is that Naruto would find himself in a bit of a predicament because he now looks towards Sakura, and with all this rage in his heart, he kind of wants to hurt her pretty badly, but Naruto then remembers that he's on a mission and he has to finish it. So Naruto finally calms down. However, upon realizing that he could use this power to make up for the time that they lost and get Sasuke some medical attention, he decides to just grab Sasuke, look at Sakura, and just take them both. Like, Naruto quite literally carries them both to the main tower, where they finally end up arriving with both scrolls, and once they do so, Kakashi would end up healing Sasuke with the signature jutsu that he would have used in the original. 1,000 signs, all in blood, and he would finally seal away the curse mark, telling Sasuke that this seal pretty much relies on nothing but his own willpower. So as long as Sasuke's willing to use his own willpower and keep it at bay, that power will never come out. And since Sasuke hasn't even experienced it yet, Sasuke doesn't have the temptation to be like, I wonder what this power is like, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen it firsthand. Kakashi would just simply tell him that every time he uses this power, he's basically just sapping away at his life force and that it's just not smart. Even Anko herself would end up telling Sasuke that that man that attacked him is no normal being. And Kakashi would even let him in on the fact that he's one of the legendary Sannin. 2 days later, they would finally end up having their preliminary battles, and let's just say Naruto would have wiped the absolute floor with Kiba, right? However, following that, the 1 month training would finally happen, and for one entire week, Naruto would simply train by himself and would have got himself some replacement Prowler claws, right? However, he realizes to himself that these aren't as badass as they're just metal. Like, that's it? Like, seriously? Like, that's all Naruto's gonna be? Like, no, Naruto needs to be more. So Naruto eventually makes his way towards like the best weapons shop like in the village, and there he would see Tenten just in there, the same girl who was straight hyping up Neji and sucking him off with the force of 1,000 vacuum cleaners. He looks at her and would say, you know how to make a good weapon? As she looks at him and says, of course. Why do you think I'm working at a weaponsmith? Plus, I am a weapons master. And Naruto would say, well, look, I have this, tossing Zabuza's blade in front of her, and she'd be like, what, how did you get your, like, what, how did you? And Naruto says, don't ask questions. Can you transform this into some claws somehow? And she looks at him and she's like if I melt it down, like maybe. And then Izuku would like, or sorry, not Izuku, I have that on my brain since I need to record another video right now. But no, Naruto looks at her and says, just know I beat Zabuza, okay? Or Kakashi did and I took the blade. But look, just know, take this blade, turn it into claws like these, maybe add some upgrades or something. Oh, and just so you know, she'd say, oh, I know, this blade can regenerate with blood. Trust me, I know all about it. And then she looks at him and says, it'll be done soon. And Naruto would be like, great. As from here, he'd say, I'll pick it up in a week. And she'd say, that's perfect. Might even be done sooner. And Naruto says, great. For now, though, I'm gonna go train for the finals, right? And she would look at him and be like, good luck. You're gonna need it since you're fighting against Neji. And so she begins working on these claws. And eventually she ends up pretty much making the signature Prowler claws that that the Prowler has in the Miles Morales movie with like the little purple effect and like the glowy thing. Yeah, that's there just because, come on, bro, like it looks sick. So let's just say that she adds that because of just special effects and like it's some liquid or serum that gives the claws power. It's like a rare, I don't know, whatever, just random. But just know that these claws are literally indestructible because if he gets blood on them, they just regenerate themselves. So they're gonna be like the coolest Prowler claws ever. And Naruto is now currently just getting ready, like readying himself up mentally and physically for this final showdown that's going to happen between himself and Neji Hyuga, because he saw the way that Neji beat down on Hinata. And Naruto knows one thing, and that's one thing only. That's that Hinata has always respected him, treated him nicely, and never been rude to him, not once. So Naruto's not going to be taking no disrespect towards even other people that show him respect, you know what I mean? So Naruto's not having any of it, and Naruto knows he wants to do one thing, and that is hurt Neji Hyuga. Like, that's about as simple as I can put it. But pretty much what would end up happening after this is that Naruto would end up meeting some random old white dude, and this guy specifically would have white hair, right? Now, he would meet Jiraiya, the legendary Silent, or Jiraiya the Gallant, right? And Jiraiya would end up pretty much training Naruto over the course of the 1 month. Just like it happens in canon, Jiraiya meets him in a hot springs. Naruto was just trying to relax. Naruto, seeing him peeping into the woman's bathroom, would actually join him because this Naruto's more mature, more older, and he kind of just went through puberty a little sooner than in the original, right? Hence why he's a bit taller than everybody else. But ultimately, what would pretty much end up going down is that Naruto and Jiraiya would train just like they do in the original, meaning, toad summoning, meaning Naruto working a bit on Kurama control and all that stuff, and even Naruto working on different move and combination and taijutsu attacks that Jiraiya would teach him. Not only that, but in the nighttime, Naruto would even work with Danzo sometimes, and Danzo would be Danzo would be taking Naruto's training a step further, like teaching him more and more different things, teaching him more acrobatic movements, and hence why Naruto would begin developing that Prowler fighting style, right? Eventually though, one day when Naruto's making his way and just walking through the village, Naruto looks over towards a shop and he just sees a bunch of really cool looking anime clothes, and Naruto walks over towards it and he's like, "What's this?" And the guy's like, "Oh, you haven't heard? It's Fandom, this new company that just came out. They have the best anime merch." And Naruto's like, "What's Fandom?"
As anime fans, we love to show our support to our favorite shows by rocking anime apparel. But something I'm pretty sure we can all agree on is it's so expensive. So I've partnered up with Fandom to bring you all affordable, high quality anime merch that you are sure to love. And if you use my code Xehther at checkout, you can even get an extra 10% off the already affordable merch. Keep in mind, it does come from overseas sellers, so its sizing is going to be different since it's overseas. That said, let's get back into the video.